anything goes in this fucking state. 3, 2, 1. I'm back. Sorry about that, 2-week whole time span that I didn't even put out one episode. I've been really busy with, work and kind of some other kind of issues I've been kind of preoccupied with, but back here today. So, pretty happy about that. And usually, what I've experienced so far with, after starting this show is anytime that I have, a hiatus where I don't do an episode, a podcast for a week or two, the first one back is always the best. Is always a good one, I should say. So we'll see about that. And the first thing that I wanted to talk about, because everyone knows that I love to talk about shit on here that pisses me off. Let me turn down this volume a little bit so it's not ear rapey. Okay, so you guys know how I love coming on here and expressing what pisses me the fuck off, and I don't think anything more in this world pisses me off than Pennsylvania construction, especially Pennsylvania highway construction. I was at work last week. I had to go to Lancaster, and we were there all day. Woke up at 5 a.m., got there at 9, worked until fucking 8 o'clock, and then we had a 2-hour ride home in 2 separate work vehicles. So the ride's going okay. Ride's going good. I'm not really that good. I'm good on the highway during the day, but I'm rarely on the highway at night, and especially a highway up towards that way. 22, I guess, but farther away, farther down. So we're driving, me and my coworker, and we're driving home, and things are going pretty good. But then, dude, at this point, it's 9:30 at night, so it's kind of getting later, and we see a fucking flashing road sign that says construction up ahead, and then the GPS says expected delay time 8 minutes. So I'm like, oh, what the fuck? This late? So we roll up to it, and we're waiting, and all I see is a line of taillights for as fucking long as the eye can see. And I'm like, dude, I just want to get home. Why are you out this late? Why are you out this late? And I'm sure there's some good reason that they're out this late. But in my mind, why are you out this late, man? And you know what? There's nothing worse than Route 22. Construction. It's constantly under construction. If I had a nickel for every time that fucking highway was under construction this year alone, I'd have at least probably a dozen nickels. I mean, this fucking thing is whoever installed it initially did a horrible job, because if they gotta keep fucking fixing it, what could you possibly be coming back to every 2.5 months to fix? To pave it, to fucking dig something. Just fucking make it one big long construction job, pave the whole fucking stretch or whatever, and just be done with it for 5 years. Fucking and construction just alone pisses me off, because it's first thing in the morning. A lot of the times it's first thing in the morning. You got to get somewhere, or you got to go to work, or you got an appointment or something, and the fucking highway's backed up, and it's 7 a.m. first thing on a Monday. I remember the one time I was late for a doctor's appointment. This was 2 years ago or 3 years ago. And I was late, because of this fucking construction. I was on 33, so as soon as I like started passing the construction crew, I rolled my window down and I was like, really, guys? Seriously? Like, it's fucking 7 o'clock on a Monday morning. You're gonna hold everybody up like this? And I get it. They're just, I mean, they're doing their job too. I'm sure they don't want to, I'm sure they don't want to hold everybody up. You know, but it's usually these fucking asshole construction fucking company owners who are notoriously assholes, who just don't give a fuck about anything, anybody. They just don't give a fuck. They see those fucking dollar signs and they'll, god damn, they'll fucking burn a prison down if they can. You know, they'll burn the I don't know, they'll burn a Vietnamese, you know, fucking bamboo prison down if they could. And PA drivers, I think, are worse than the PA construction. You know, I'm pretty sure anyone listening to this probably lives in PA so far. And, dude, it's just, what isn't there to hate about it? What isn't there to hate about it? Okay, so you got, like, the 17 to, like, the 34-year-old guys who still think, like, they're cool. Hold on, I'm getting a phone call. Okay, hold on. I'll be right back with this. Sorry to take a phone call. Yeah, so fucking back at PA drivers, like, what the fuck isn't there to like about them? Where was I? Oh, yeah, 17 to, like, 34-year-old men driving these fucking, like, rice burner fucking Hondas or, like, these fucking old Audis, you know, like a fucking 96 Audi A4, like... You are literally, as Phil would say, you're the bane of my existence. You know, these fucking people are the thorn in my side, and what's worse is the fucking lifted fucking pickup truck owners. It's like, you're going like 20, you're already going 20 over the speed limit. Okay, you are straight up speeding, and it is not fast enough for these fucking pickup truck guys. It is not, like, it's almost like if you weren't there, they'd go back to the future if they could, you know, like, Jesus H, like, I've never seen a group of people who are consistently so much of an asshole, like, consistent. Like, if I see 20 pickup trucks on the road, I know at least 19 of them are going to be, like, over-aggressive assholes, thinking that they own the road, they got the bigger vehicle. And I drive a BMW and an Audi now, and they're kind of smaller cars. My BMW is a smaller car than my Audi. My Audi's a little more beefier. It's a little more like a thicker of a car. But they're still like small sports cars. So you get some fucking Chevy Silverado rolling up on that, dude. They see that little car, they think you can just bully the fuck out of them. You know? You can just bully the fuck out of them. I get so fed up with it. It just pisses me the fuck off. PA, I love PA for a lot of reasons. I mean, I've been here obviously my whole life, live here, went to high school here, but it's just like the people are assholes. The people in Pennsylvania really are just stuck up. They're basically New Yorkers. Like, maybe take a New Yorker down like 2 notches, but still like almost as bad. You know, don't even get me started on Jersey drivers, but dude, PA is such a weird state. You know, like, you'll have like a mansion somewhere, and then like 2 miles down the road you got a guy eating his own drywall out of his own house. You know, like, it's just like fucking anything goes in this fucking state, you know? Anything goes. Dude, I saw a guy one time fucking putting quarters in his mouth at a Giant the one time. And I don't know if he was like mentally ill, or I don't know if he thought that his mouth was one of those Coinstar machines, you know, that he'd get cash for his coins. But dude, this guy put about maybe 25, 26 quarters in his mouth. And, you know, he could have got fucking sick from that, you know, because you don't know how many people touched those quarters in the last 15 years, you know. Any like metal poisoning or whatever. I don't even know if that's a thing. But yeah, dude, this guy was putting quarters in his mouth like it was M&M's. you know. And what the fuck is up with M&Ms now? Like, have you seen all the flavors they're coming out with? They actually look really good though. Like when I was a kid, it was just regular M&Ms, peanut M&Ms. You know, peanuts the best. The regular ones, you get tired of them quick. Does anyone know what I'm talking about? Like you eat maybe like a handful of them, but you just get tired of it. You know, like real quick. Like it's like Doritos. Like they're so fucking good for like the first 6 chips, but after like 10, it just really doesn't taste that good anymore. Like that's what I always thought with like the original M&Ms. It's like, yeah, that first like handful tastes good, but then after that it's just the chocolate. I was never a big chocolate guy because like I always just thought it left a weird aftertaste in my mouth, especially dark chocolate because it tastes weird when you bite it, and then like all day you got this weird aftertaste in your mouth. You can't get rid of it. But yeah, so peanut M&Ms are, I could eat those all day. But now they're coming out with well, I guess they've been out for a couple of years now, but like pretzel ones and like peanut butter ones. Um, you know, Elmer's glue. I saw Elmer's glue the other day on them. I'm like, what? You know, a whole bunch of shit like that. I wonder if they have M&Ms in Afghanistan. I wonder what they're called. I wonder if they do have them in Afghanistan, what they're called. Let me take a sip of H2O quick. I wonder what they're called in Afghanistan. M&Ms. That's what they're called. Bollywood. What is Bollywood, by the way? I see it on like fucking. I see it like deep in Facebook when I'm like scrolling. You know, like when you scroll, you know, like when you're looking for a specific video and you get past like the event horizon, like where all like the normal kind of videos are, and you start getting in the weird shit. You know, like after like the 60th video, you start getting into like Bollywood. You know, you start getting into like Hindi films and shit. Like you look up like, I don't know, you look up like I don't know, like hot air balloon crashes or something. And you're like looking, and after like the 60th video, it's like you know, a fucking Bollywood movie on a famous fucking hot air balloon crash, you know. It's just weird. It's almost like Bollywood purchased like a certain like section of YouTube just designated for them, like for their marketing. Bollywood. That's a perfect meme too, the bee meme. The bee emoji meme. It's perfect. And I've been making memes lately too. I never like had the desire to. I was always a meme appreciator, but I never really had the desire nor really like the ideas. But I've been making some of them and they're pretty good. And I wish it was on video because I could just show the camera. But that will be soon. I actually want to look at them quick and just admire them again. Yeah, because I've been making memes on what's the app that I use to make my thumbnails? Canva. And I just make them on there. I just like come up with these ideas like in a split second. And I just fucking make them and they're good. I'm looking at them, trying to find them right now. It doesn't matter. Obama would like to check your tire pressure. That was a good one. Yeah, but fucking PA drivers, man. So you got these rice burner guys, you got the pickup truck guys. Let's see. Oh, the Jeep guys aren't any better. Did you ever see a Jeep guy? You know, he's got one of those Jeep pickup trucks, but it's not even a real pickup truck. It's not even a 1500. You know, it could fucking haul a piece of lumber, but that's it. You know, it won't haul your girlfriend. Dude, those fucking things they're cool looking if they're like made to like do off-road. Like they got those big beefy off-road tires and stuff, but if it's like the Jeep pickup truck with regular like street tires, they look so ridiculous. Like I don't know, it's just stupid. But yeah, the Jeep guys, and what I don't fucking get about the Jeep guys, they got all this off-road gear on their Jeep, like those fucking big tires, and they got these racks on the back of them and on the top. And they got this weird little thing mounted on the front fender, like towards, almost like between the fender and the front door. It looks like a jack almost, or it almost looks like something that if they're stuck, it would like plant into the ground and like lift up, almost like a hydraulic. They got fucking wenches on the front of them. It's like, dude, I see you drive by my neighborhood 30 times a day, and I never see your truck dirty. Why are you putting off-road equipment on a Jeep that you don't take off-road? You know? It's like me buying all this expensive fucking, like, band equipment, like wah pedals and all these expensive amps, but I have no desire to ever step foot on a stage. Like, there's not even a rumor in my mind of me stepping foot on a stage. Like, it's like, why are you so fucking wrong about that? Pickup truck guys. Dude, I had the one guy one time, he was in probably like a 92 F-150. And the only way I kind of can guess what year it was is from the headlights, because they were flat and they were glass. I think 92 still had the glass ones, but I'm not sure. But they were just flat. I could just tell it was from the early 90s. And he was fucking riding my ass the other day, and I was like, again, I was going like 10 over the speed limit. The speed limit was 40. I was going like 52. And the guy was fucking riding my ass. Finally passed me. I don't know how he passed me. I was in the Audi that I just bought, which is a fucking turbo. Has a turbo in it, and he fucking passed me in this clapped out fucking old F-150. Or was it a 250? It doesn't matter. So he passed me, and I'm like, oh, it's on, you know. Typical fucking... Dude, and what's worse is the older pickup truck drivers, you know, like the fucking first-gen Dodge guys, you know. Just the fucking guys where they just dumped way too much money into this old-ass truck, and now it goes fast. But... yeah, I'm like, oh, it's on, motherfucker. So I rode his ass all the way for probably about a mile and a half. And then he stopped from a school bus. A school bus was coming the opposite way, and he stopped. And so I stopped like 2 inches from his bumper. And it's just like these guys, like, they think they're so cool, like passing you and shit, giving you the finger, speeding, being aggressive. And 9 times out of 10... a mile down the road, you end up right behind them at a red light. It's like, where did all that small ball, small dick, fucking over aggressive shit get you? Because we're right at the same spot. PA, man, PA, growing Christmas trees and also growing, you know, heroin. I don't even think we can grow heroin here in the U.S., but growing Christmas trees and growing arm hair on a female. Do you ever see the girls with like the really long arm hair? Like, I guess it's normal, because I remember always seeing some girls with like some arm hair, and when I was young, you know, and it's like, but you never see a girl with like overly aggressive arm hair. You know, like Colombian guy arm hair. Like, if I saw a girl with Colombian dude, like, to that caliber of arm hair, I mean, I saw a girl once with that much fucking excess of arm hair, dude, and it looked like her arm hair was trying to, you know, I don't even know, it was giving, like, security to the fucking sun, you know? It's almost like it was, I don't know, I'm trying to think of a funny analogy, but yeah, I mean, it's just, some of these girls, man, I was like, what are you doing? I remember when I was young, like, seeing a couple girls with arm hair, and I didn't really think anything of it, but now I don't see anything. There's nothing. None of that shit. And I wonder if Stephen Hawking had arm hair. So the dude couldn't talk, so I couldn't imagine, like, his brain, like, signaling some other part of his brain to, like, grow the arm hair, you know? What a weird guy. Brilliant, but like a dick almost, you know? Like, God forbid somebody believes in God. Sounds like a fucking goddamn minion, almost. There's nothing worse either than, like, the boomers on Facebook who are posting minion memes, you know? like some gay shit, like, don't talk to me on Monday unless I had my coffee. And then it has like a picture of a tired minion with like a steaming cup of coffee that was clearly photoshopped because there was no scene in the movie that had that. You know, like some really dumb, vague shit. It's always about Monday mornings too. Did you ever notice that? It's always about like, don't bother me on a Monday morning. You know, or like something like just something dumb. Like once I get home, pants are coming off. Like, I don't know, just like some dumb little fucking boomer shit like that. And they think it's hilarious. They think it's like the best thing. Like, if they saw the memes I've been making, they'd fucking die of a heart attack. But yeah, Afghanistan, man, what the fuck's going on there? I saw that they have a bunch of the US, like, artillery, I guess. I mean, like, they have a Hummer and they have a fucking chopper. Like, what are you doing, Joe Biden? I actually want to just look up why. I'm gonna move the mic. I just want to look up why Joe Biden left all the shit there. Leave. Okay. Left behind billions in U.S. equipment for the Afghanistan Taliban to use against the U.S. Months ago, U.S. forces began either removing, breaking down, or selling for scrap the military hardware they would leave behind on Joe Biden's hand-chosen date to leave Afghanistan, September 11th, 2021. But with Biden's clueless and hackneyed Bay of Pigs-like disaster in Afghanistan, the U.S. is instead leaving to the Taliban billions of dollars worth of weapons and equipment. These are real weapons of war, not the ones BLM and Antifa call police rifles and service pistols. This will take some self-control, but try to put aside for a minute your disgust at the moronic, clueless, and deeply symbolic for terrorists anyway. Date of 9/11 for the pullout, and consider this question: why was so much equipment left behind? There's no way to tally the human cost from Joe Biden's debacle, so we won't try here. How many people dropped from that cargo plane to their deaths? How many women and children will be taken as Taliban brides? How many interpreters committed suicide after being left behind because they knew the Taliban were coming to behead them? The questions are answerless. So, Joe Biden, this sounds like a fucking conspiracy, man. This sounds like a conspiracy. This sounds like something like Joe Biden left the fucking shit there on purpose, almost so they could be fucking armed and ready for another attack on the U.S. Like, dude, please die. Please die. Please, Joe Biden, go in your room and go to sleep forever. Whoever fucking... Oh my God. It's like, you can't even find words for how moronic this fucking guy is, and he's running this country. He's running this fucking country. He's in charge of the nukes. The guy who falls up the steps 3 times is in charge of the nukes and leaves behind billions in U.S. equipment for the Taliban to use against the U.S. I mean, what the fuck, dude? Were people that desperate to get Trump out of there where they would fucking put this moron in? Are you serious? Are you fucking serious, man? What a fucking dickhead, man. I don't know why they had to shoot JFK. Should have saved it for now. Jesus H, man. Come on. That's just blatant. Like, are you... That's just blatant for you to leave all that expensive fucking deadly shit in the arms of those chimps. Like, imagine like a baby chimp being left like a Model S Tesla that goes 0 to 60 in 1 second. Like eventually he's gonna get he's gonna get the hang of it. And he's gonna hurt somebody. Wow. Wow. Beyond me. So what's going on with wrestling, man? I wonder if they're still having those. I know the WWE's ratings just overall just have gone down, because probably, just like everybody, I guess ratings went down because of the pandemic. Like, you had people with their faces on like Zoom or something, like, and they like Photoshop them into the crowd, which is so dumb. It looks so ridiculous. But then, like, you realize, like, these guys are alone in a silent stadium, just wrestling. No, like, I couldn't imagine being a WWE athlete, like, just wrestling to nobody. Like, you're making moves, you're slamming each other on the mat, and it's just echoing through this empty fucking, like, stadium. Like, wow. It must be so weird. I feel bad for them, That's like playing a show. That's like, like, I guess to equate it to me, to what I do, that'd be like playing a concert to nobody. You just got a bunch of people watching on Facebook Live, and it's like, yeah, they're watching you, but like, it's just, nothing's gonna beat that in-person thing. Like the feeling you get from the crowd with anything, comedy, wrestling, football, music, like, just you need that crowd there. That's like half the experience, just being pumped up by the crowd, being lifted by your fans, I guess. But I mean, I don't know. I saw on YouTube. I saw a thing on YouTube. I didn't watch it, but because it kind of spoke for itself. But yeah, I saw that the numbers were going down, and I haven't really been into that. I mean, for like the last almost 10 years. I was into that when I was like probably, let's see what year I kind of got into WWE. So anybody who's kind of into it or used to be into it can get an idea of what era I was kind of like involved in, I guess. That was probably 2008 or 9 through definitely 2009 through probably 2012. So I was like an early teenager, kind of in the middle of it, towards the end of it. And it's your whole life. Anybody who's ever into it, man, like when you're 14, WWE is your whole life. I remember, I remember having all the toys as a kid, and we still got all the wrestlers packed away in the attic. My brother was collecting them at the time. He was little, but he was into them too, and he had all this collection, rings, all this shit, man. I actually want to go up there and check it out, because I haven't looked at that stuff in years, but yeah, it's just, I don't know. Yeah, I that was a special time though. It's a good thing for I think the WWE is a good thing, even though the matches are predetermined. I think it's a good thing for a young kid to get into. It kind of gives him a good role model if he's a good guy, quote unquote. Like George Cease and Meth Rollins. And I just think it's a good thing for a young kid to get into. I think it's a positive thing for a kid to look forward to. I mean, back then, I don't know what it is now. I think Raw and SmackDown are still on. But back when I was a kid, it was Monday Night Raw and Friday Night SmackDown. And I always liked, let's see what I liked better. I always liked Raw better, but it was a Monday night. So as a kid, I couldn't stay up terribly late. So I could never finish it. But then Friday Night SmackDown, this was way before I worked Friday nights, missed those days. Friday nights, when I had nothing going on as a kid, when I was 13, young teenager, I'd be able to stay up because, it was a Friday night and then it was Saturday the next day. Wow. Sorry, I just went transported back to that time for 2 seconds. I legit thought I was back in that time for some reason. But yeah, so I used to be able to stay up. My parents would let me stay up Friday night to watch it because there was no school the next day. But I always liked Raw better. Um, but yeah, it was a very, very good time. Very special time in my life. Just everything. I just missed that whole time period, like 2012, like I was 14. I was 14 years old in 2012, like almost a decade ago. Um, but yeah, me and my cousin Dylan, Dylan we had here on the show, we were best friends, I mean, we've always been best friends. We were always so close, and anything that I liked or that he liked, we either got into it, whether he liked something, then it drew me towards it. Whether I liked something, it drew him. We just always loved the same. I always remember me and Dylan just loving the same shit. And music being the number one, the bands being the number one. But yeah, at Dylan's house at the time, at my grandmother's house, we had a trampoline, and our grandfather, when he was still alive, he put like these ropes around it because the trampoline had a net, so it had these like stakes, like these poles. And my grandfather was a real handyman guy. He put these real thick ropes that he got at like Ace Hardware around these fucking poles, and it legit looked like a real wrestling ring, man. And Dylan, if you're listening to this, you're probably smiling and stuff because you remember all this. And then it was like perfect because like the position the trampoline was in, it was like right next to a tree, and the tree was high enough to where it overhung the trampoline, high enough to where we wouldn't hit our heads or anything. And there was just enough space for us to slip a 6-foot ladder in there. And so here's like, okay, so try to imagine this. Like there's a tree, pretty big tree, and probably about 3 feet away, maybe less, is the trampoline. We wedged a 6-foot ladder in there, like a Werner ladder, like a fiberglass ladder. Dude, I still have it. I have it in my basement now. We wedged that ladder in there, and it wedged perfectly between the trampoline and the tree. So when you got on the trampoline, you stepped up like 4 steps, and it acted as like a turnbuckle, dude. We would legit use that as a turnbuckle. Wow. I just remember that. I'm like going back, but we went on that thing every day. Every day we just pretend we were wrestlers, we did all our favorite moves and stuff. Yeah, it was a really good time. Really missed that. So I think the WWE is a good, like I said, a good thing for a kid to get into, and positive, I guess. Me and my brother were always constantly in trouble because we were like legit hurting each other, and we were doing it everywhere, like punching each other and shit, kicking each other on the public street. But as long as you're not hurting yourself, I think it's a good thing. So that's a shame. That's a shame that the ratings are going down. But there's such a big company, man. Like, after this pandemic will end, and it will end eventually, the conspiracy will die, and Joe Biden will die, and everything will go back to normal eventually. If Europe could beat the fucking Black Plague in like the 1500s or whatever that happened in like 2 years, 3 years, maybe more, believe me, our modern world now with our technology, we can beat it. We just got to get past the politics on it and the fucking money that's being generated through all this shit. Excuse me, but yeah, I forget where I was gonna go with that too. Where are we at right now? About a half hour, a little over half hour. Yeah, so I don't know. It just makes me nervous. Like, obviously the big companies like UFC and the WWE and the NFL, and they'll all be okay, but it's like it's like little shit that I'm worried about, like movie theaters and concert halls and venues, I just don't. And despite the numbers going up again, I know bands are still just continuing the tour. So I guess it depends on the band, or what they plan to do, whether they plan to only make it a vaccinated show, Um, I don't know. I don't think that's fair. I really think that's like discriminating. It should be, it could definitely be worked out where the vaccinated people are in one area, and then there's a designated area for unvaxxed people with masks on. Social distancing. Like, everybody can still go to a show. You just have to accommodate and you have to adapt. But to just make it only vaccine, like, I get it, you're trying to be safe, but like, you got people out there who don't have the time to go get a vaccine, or for some reason don't want to, and I fully respect that. And they can't go to your concert. Like, you might mean the world to them. Like, you might be the only band or artist or singer who keeps them going, and they tell you can't go see them. That's fucked up, man. It can definitely be worked out where there's a designated spot for vaccinated people, and then there's a designated spot for people who aren't vaccinated, wearing masks and sitting or standing, social distancing. It could definitely be done. That's logical, and it's reasonable. So I don't get it. I really I don't get it. But yeah, I don't know. I guess it would go from. I guess it would vary from. There's a truck. Fuck you, truck. I guess it would vary from, like, band to band, I guess, despite what I'm guessing what they want to do about it. But I don't know. I'm not a big concert goer guy anyway, so I don't care. I went to like a handful of concerts in my day, and two really good ones. The last one I went to was me and Matt saw Iration in Philly in 2019, summer of that year. That was really cool. We had a scare though. I think we talked about that on here though. Matt couldn't find the email with the ticket, like, scan things on it. We were in the lobby and we're just like, dude, if we don't find them, we drove all the way here for nothing. At least I could go get a cheesesteak after that or something. We didn't though. We like left right away. And I forget what I did like the day after that. I don't know if I had work or what, but yeah, we stopped at like this gas station and got a bunch of food and just drove home. But that was fun. Yeah, the beer, man, like, anybody who's gone to concerts know, like, the alcohol, like, the beer is ridiculously expensive. I bought one beer at the Iration show, and because I just turned 21. I turned 21 that year in May, and then that was in, like, I don't even know, June or July, something like that. So I just turned 21, so I'm like, yeah, because Matt drove there and back, so I'm like, yeah, I'll have one. Dude, it was like $11 for a Miller Lite. For a Miller Lite, the shittiest beer on the fucking planet. The beer where you need like 9 of them to even feel something was $11. I'm like, ooh, where's the Seagrams at? What's that gonna be, $15 for a fucking strawberry Seagrams? Like 1 fucking percent. Like, I've had fucking beer that would knock you on your ass after one. Like, I already got almost blackout drunk on only 3 beers of this one shit one time. It was fucking crazy. It's like 19% alcohol or something. Fucking shit'll kill you if you're not careful, Yeah, dude, it's so expensive because they know you want it, Like, they know there's drunk chicks, or there's always chicks at a concert who just go there to get fucked up. That one girl, let's get fucked up. It's like, please, I'm trying my hardest to refrain from smacking you. I hate those kind of girls, like the let's get fucked up girls. Like, it's not very ladylike of you. But yeah, like, they know people want to go there and get fucked up. I swear to God, I saw Stephen Hawking there getting a fucking lap dance. By I don't know who, Principal Victoria. But yeah, so the fucking beer at the shows, man, they're so expensive. They're ridiculously expensive, and they're not good beers. They're like basic beers, like that teenagers think is cool to drink. Like, yo, bro, let's go grab another Miller Lite. It's like, bro, that Miller Lite tastes like water to me. I'd need at least 15 Miller Lights to smack somebody. I take 2 shots of fucking like tequila and I'm instantaneously a pirate. You know, like, I don't know. I never drank either when I was in high school. There's always, no matter what high school you went to, there's always that group of kids who were like the drinkers, you know, who liked to drink or do drugs. I never drank up until I was 21. I never drank up until I was 21. And I remember the day I turned 21 on my birthday, May 23rd, 2019, sorry. We went to Little Italy, and we went to this Italian restaurant we always go to when we're there, and I had a Heineken, like a big ass glass, and it didn't do shit for me. And ever since then I've been I don't drink a lot, like once every couple of months, so that's why like I don't drink too much. So when I do drink, if I overdo it a little bit, I get like slammed, and it's like a real close call, you know, like almost going to the hospital, you know. But I think I'm gonna end it there. Oh no. What else did I want to talk about here before I ended? I wanted to talk about Tool, the band Tool, because I've been really getting into Tool recently. Sorry, I've been really getting into Tool recently, and again, because I was into them when I was in high school, but I've been kind of getting into them again, and they're just such a good band. They're such a fucking good band. You know, like, there's a band you liked in high school and you kind of forgot about them, and then they kind of resurface in your life like 6 years later, and then you realize how good of a band they really were and how good of songs those were. Tool is just a superior fucking group, man. They're unlike any group you've ever heard before. James is a fucking genius with his lyrics. He's a fucking badass. He's a bad motherfucker, man, with his lyrics. And everybody in that band, and I don't say this about a lot of bands, there's a handful of bands that I do say this about, like Rush, and a couple other bands, but Tool is one of the rare bands where every musician is a fucking A-list musician. Like, every musician in that band, like a lot of bands, there's usually one or two people carrying the group. Like Guns N' Roses, like it's all Axl Rose. It's full on Axl Rose, like his just whole persona and his jumping around. Maybe Slash too, but all the rest of the guys are just kind of like meh in my mind, you know. But Tool is just every fucking member is like incorporated in every song. Like their skill with whether it's James on James no it's Maynard, sorry, I always say James is his middle name. Either it's Maynard on his vocals, or whether it's fucking the drummer Danny Carey, I think his name is, or the bassist, especially the bassist is very prevalent in that band. Just everybody is like incorporated in every song. So if anybody hasn't heard of them, I think a good song to get you into them is called Anima. So it's spelled Aenima. That's an awesome badass song. So check that out if you're looking to get into any new bands, and that will just take you down the rabbit hole. And, rabbit holes aren't just, like holes rabbits go down either. So, that's it. Yep. So, I'm sorry for the little hiatus there again, like the 2 weeks or whatever. Just been busy, but hope you liked this episode. Don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe, and I'll see all of you guys later. Bye.